Oh, this car is beautiful. 2023 Porsche Turbo. And what a beautiful setting. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you all for tuning in. Today is actually a different setting. We're in a 2023 Porsche 911 Turbo, which is actually funny to say, but I've actually never driven a turbo, even as a GT2 RS owner. The first Porsche actually that I ever had was the GT2 RS, the 2018 one with the magnesium wheels. But today we're in a buddy of mine's 23 911 again turbo, not a Turbo S, but a turbo. And I figured let's have you guys tag along today. I'll ramp park up, I'll jump out, show you guys. This car has a beautiful build. Just slowly kind of learning everything in the car. The tech, of course, is a lot more updated and modern, of course, than the 2s, because the GT2 was the previous gen, so it had the older tech in it. You got the LED screen and the nice display. The car does say service required because despite it being only 3,000 kilometers, it is a 23, so kilometers really don't matter. You still have to do your annual service. And today a friend of mine was like, you know what, you started off making some YouTube videos, why not make a video on the turbo as well? And just ask kind of what my input is on the car. And turbo is actually one of the cars, actually not turbo, the Turbo S was a car that I always wanted to add as a day-to-day, but then I actually ended up getting the M3, and then I figured, I'm like, do I really need the turbo as well? And this is where I guess question is do you think that the turbo is kind of the mix, best mix in both? Is it the best mix between a day-to-day and a supercar or sports car? And we will find out today. Reminder, we are here in Canada, so bear with us as we make it through the winter season. We're at beginning of February, probably have another maybe 2 months of winter left. These do perform very well in winter today. The roads are clear, just got a little bit of blowing snow, so it's not the end of the world. So far, I'm actually very impressed with this car, and the interior is beautiful. It's a black exterior, car is fully PPF'd, but I love this interior color. How would you build your turbo if you were to buy a turbo new, or if you were looking in the market for a used turbo? What options would you look out for? I love this right here. This finish as well, and the interior trims. Beautiful, beautiful overall kind of setup with how they did with the interior on these. Slowly going to kind of look at all these modes as well. But first, I just want to show you guys the exterior of the car, and then we'll jump into all the rest of this. Fun fact: back in the day, like when I had my G35 coupe, that was actually one of the other cars I always used to love. The 335i coupes, they were badass cars growing up as well. Meantime, while we don't pull over here, all the different modes. I mean, all these are great. The heated seats and all the controls for audio. Everything is pretty much straightforward. Anyone that has any of the current model Porsches, it's all pretty much the same system as well. Only thing that excites me here is the drive modes. So we were on the regular mode, sport. You hear that exhaust open up. Sport Plus, right? All right, now it drives way better. Honestly, very, very amazed at how well these cars are driving. Is this something that you guys think I should definitely consider looking at buying? I just have always been more about like the track oriented, more limited Porsche models, like the 2RS or 3RS, and I really thought, I think I'd be going for the new body 3RS now that I had the 2RS and I kind of experienced the Porsche turbo feel, and I thought I had a great experience with it. But the Turbo S, well, actually I'm very surprised at how well it drives. I guess honestly it's expected as well. Turbos have always been known to be amazing cars, like the 911 platform. Now the Turbo versus the Turbo S, is there a big difference? I know some people, with the S, they really are keen on it being an S, and the S's are, if I'm not wrong, a 6 plus, maybe 640. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, in that 640 range. Just gonna pull over here quickly, show you guys the exterior of the car. But I think it's like a about that 640 here. It was funny because just slowly learning all. Okay, here, there you go. That's park, manual options if you're gonna drive, of course, in the pedal option there. Here, let's hop out quickly to show you guys. I want to show you guys how nice the exterior, the build is on this car. Tell me what you would have done differently. Like, would you have added more carbon options? Would you? Well, sorry, the car is full PPF now. As you can see, all the Canadian debris just living here in Canada. You know, what more options are there that you could do on these turbos? Because I haven't done a turbo, like a 911 turbo build before. Like, what would you really do if you had a turbo, or, you know, if you currently own a turbo? You know, are you planning on doing any mods to the car? I'm sure these things probably sound insane with a bit of mods. You know, really get that turbo sound going, the turbo spool. You know, would you do just the exhaust, a tune? Is there more, you know, out there to do for these turbos? You know, my just opinion on a turbo stock, driving it, I think they drive amazing. And I think before I hopped into like a 2RS, I probably should have bought like a 911, like a turbo, and driven it for a little bit, kind of gotten used to it. Are the back seats that practical? I don't really know. You have the sunroof there, the controls. Let's see, we go home here. Let's go to the car. Okay, so pretty cool. We have, oh, sorry, it's a little bright there. So the drive modes, which were there, sport exhaust, okay, chassis, that's just assistance, trip, comfort. Okay, sorry, let me move over a little bit here because it's way too sunny. Just so you guys can see the screen a little more properly. There we go. That should make it a little bit better, but it's very hard to see during the day. Trip, assistance, drive. Alright. And you have that there. Alright. What's actually a huge game changer for me is that being used to the 2RS and having those racing carbon bucket seats in the car, it feels amazing to be in a 911 that has comfort seats, and just being able to enjoy the performance. Only thing so far I would say that I'm not really impressed with is actually the rear view camera. Maybe it's just kind of the setting on it, but the camera has more kind of a wider angle to it than it needs to. Maybe just used to some of the other cars. But yeah, just the camera, leaving aside obviously that it's a little, you know, fuzzy, that's not a big deal, just because, you know, it's winter, the car's getting dirty, and it's very hard to kind of keep up that. But yeah, that's the only thing I would say I don't like about it. Otherwise, everything's pretty much perfect on this car. Like everything from the sound system, the way the car drives, the appeal of the car, you know, just the interior on the car, the just everything. Like, I love this interior color. I know there are a lot more options that you can get on these. I think maybe we need to start kind of playing around with the configurator, and maybe I should actually play around with the configurator before I actually drive a car, so I can understand kind of the options. Because with every manufacturer, there are a lot of different cool kind of options and builds, and every year it changes, right? So you have some years that they may have certain kind of options, and then one year all of a sudden you don't have those certain few options, but the next year they add a few more. So it changes quite a bit, quite often, and it's pretty cool. Like, if you guys, you know, are at home and you guys are one of the people that play around with the configurators and stuff, you know, what would be your build? What are the options that you would go for on a 911 turbo? You know, comment, let me know. And do you guys think that this is like a spec, you know, the color combination, the black with the red interior? It's not really red, I would say. Would this be considered red, or would this be considered, what's the right color that you would say for this interior? But would you build it this way? Would you spec it this way? Would you do a black on black, or would you do a more of a PTS color on a 911 turbo? Is a turbo or a Turbo S the ultimate supercar? Let me know what you guys think. All right, so that was a great, very short experience in the 911 turbo. I have a habit of saying Turbo S because I always love seeing Turbo S's, but that was a great experience in a 911 Turbo, not a S, Turbo. I think both are probably great cars. The S probably has a little bit more of a nice kick to it. What am I doing there? Nice kick. But yeah, no, I just pretty much hopped out. Gonna take today. I'm like bouncing between cars, none of my own cars, but I'm gonna hop into my brother-in-law's GLS 63 and just take that back. This GLS 63 on winters. It's a 2021 or 2022, I believe, but these are actually pretty thick trucks as well. And head back home. And we are back home, guys. It's already dark out. Short days as usual, with this kind of being in winter. I think honestly, as much as I come into the garage sometimes and I look and I really miss the 2RS. The 2RS used to be literally right here. As much as I do miss the 2RS, I think driving the 911 Turbo today, I think I did kind of realize that as much as I always thought that you have to have an RS car, I don't think that's really the case. All these are, great cars, but driving that 911, I think any 911 technically, it doesn't matter if you buy, a 2RS, a 3RS, or any of the other, cars like the Targas or literally, for that matter, just even like the 911 base models as well, like the 4s or 4Ss, or even if you get into like the any of the real Carrera models, I think any of the 911s would be a great buy. And I think I talk more just to do with kind of the RS cars, mainly because I had RS, I had the 2RS, but I think I maybe might have took a leap there and not really actually gotten time to look at or actually kind of experiencing a turbo. And I think after today, I kind of realized that the turbo is a great car. Not that I ever or had any other opinion whatsoever of it, but I realized you do get best of both worlds. You get kind of that sport feel, you get kind of, you get the comfort. So just opening the garages. You get comfort, you get, performance. Great car, drives amazing, handles amazing. Being, just driving it here in winter, just the experience alone in driving it in winter, you kind of realize that yeah, sometimes as much as we think all these other cars are great and all, but like I personally think that 911 was a better driving car than even the SVJ. Just great driving experience, very smooth, very comfortable, but it gives you the best of pretty much all worlds. And I think that I did talk about the 3RS being a good starting point if budget allows you to get into a 3RS. I think even just getting into any 911, for anyone who's looking at Porsches or looking at some sort of a starting point with the cars, 911s are extremely reliable cars. They're very well built, but driving that turbo, I'm very curious to drive a Turbo S now and see the difference between the Turbo S. Is a Turbo S something, or even the Turbo for that matter, a car that you guys think I should eventually add to the collection as well? Would it be along the line of these cars, with the R8 being a twin turbo build, the SVJ going in to get all the mods done as well, the GT just being a GT, just hanging out and being a Ford GT, I guess, and just Cullinan being there, being a Cullinan. Do you think I should, if you ask me what my kind of use for the car would be, would you say it could possibly be a good replacement option to, the M3 eventually? Sorry, I might hit some wind noise here. I should have turned the lights on, but would you say I should turn the lights, it's way too dark. We could replace the M3 eventually with it. Or do you guys think the M3 is ultimately the better daily car, the better daily experience? What do you guys think? Do you guys think, kind of jumping ahead of myself here and saying I need to replace the M3? I think I love the M3 way too much that I don't see myself replacing it anytime soon. So I had to close the garage there, it was getting a little cold. But yeah, I think I don't see myself selling the M3, and that's kind of where I'm torn. Like, do I replace the M3 and use, get a 911, a turbo especially, or a Turbo S, and keep that kind of as more of a daily car? Or do you guys think the G80 M3 is the better daily driver, better just overall daily car to keep, especially being the manual version as well? Right now, I'm kind of set on maybe keeping the G80 a little bit longer, for at least 6 to 8 months longer. Maybe after 6 to 8 months, 6 to 8 months longer, do you guys think I should explore other options other than the 911, more of a daily car perspective? Let me know what you guys think, and as usual, thank you all for being supportive as always, and all the recommendations and feedback. Make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and let me know what else you guys want to see. Thank you.